You can quit. Good evening. I hope I'm not echoing on YouTube and TikTok. Thank you for the roses. Just give it a few minutes for people to join. Wait for people to join. Sorry, Bielwa. I wonder if there's a delay between TikTok and YouTube. send this one to my profile. Hi everyone. Good, thanks, and yourself. Okay, we're gonna start in a few minutes. We'll get started shortly. Hope you guys can hear me. I hope I'm loud enough. If I need to go a bit louder, just let me know. Perfect. Thank you so much. Oh, hi. Welcome to the live. I didn't know you're here. Okay, can people also just comment whether they want me to recap from yesterday? If you want me to start again from scratch, is there any issues you had when you were trying it out alone? Okay, on YouTube they say I was a bit slow, so I was a bit fast, so I'll try and go slower today. But yeah, we don't have much to do, so we can obviously just start again from scratch. If people feel like they don't want to watch that again, then it's fine. We'll obviously continue the next one. We'll be going live every day, so we just want to make sure people understand. So okay, I see people want me to start from scratch, so I'll start from scratch. Can't download images through the option provided. So if you can't download images, just download random images, because I saw it's not allowing us to download on here. So just download random images. It doesn't have to be these specific images. It can be images of yourself even. It does not matter. If you want to download images, you can also download them on Unsplash. Unsplash has multiple images you can download for free. Okay, someone has a problem with resizing, so we'll definitely add that too. Do an example with your picture. Okay, how will I use your picture? Which picture is it? What? Vuyelwa, don't worry, we'll start again from scratch, so people can understand. Okay, I think we have enough people. Everyone wants to start, so let's get started. Okay, yeah, you just send me a DM. I'll look at it from there. Okay, cool. I'll just give it 3 more minutes, so that we don't leave anyone behind. Just 3 more minutes. So again, we're gonna be installing VS Code. VS Code will be evening. Please raise your voice. Okay, I'm a bit low. Okay, let me try and be more louder. I think I'm loud on YouTube. They said I'm fine on TikTok, so yeah. Is this loud enough for you, Nokolo? Perfect. FYS, yes. Mungi, yes, 100%. We'll be doing we'll be doing everything from scratch again so everyone can understand. Is this loud enough, Nokolo and Sandy Siwe? Am I loud enough or do I need to go louder? Maybe I'm using the incorrect mic for this. Let me see. Go louder. Oh, okay, guys. I'm not that loud, but okay. Is this loud enough? Is this loud enough? How was I loud yesterday? Ah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do CSS as well today if we have time. If people want us to try and do CSS, but okay, wait. Let me just confirm something firstly. Okay. Hi everyone. It's 10 past. Let us get started. So we'll get started now. Can everyone just open? Okay, you don't have to open because I'll be displaying it, but what we need to do is we need to download VS Code. So VS Code is the IDE we'll be using. So sorry, please give me 2 seconds. What did I do? Okay, perfect. We're gonna get started. We're gonna start it from scratch, and everyone just needs to have VS Code downloaded. I'm using a Windows machine today. Okay, today I was using a Windows machine. Yesterday I was using a Mac, but I think most of the people are using Windows machines. So I think if we use a Windows machine, it will be easier where we can have a sync. Yeah. So firstly, we need VS Code. So I'll show you guys how to install VS Code. To do that, all you have to do is you search VS Code in any of your internet browsers. So Google Chrome, Edge, Safari, whatever you want, and you can open the first link on VS Code. This will be the screen you will see, and in this screen you just want to download Windows. So you can click or download for Windows. So if it's a Mac, it's gonna show you Mac or Linux, whatever you have. But yeah, I'll be doing Windows today. So download for Windows, and then you will get this. I'm trying to resize this, it's a bit big. Okay, so you will get this VS Code user setup. It's an exe file, and all you have to do is you double click on the file and it will take you through an installation window. So this is what you get. This is the setup you need to do. So in this setup, they want a license agreement. You can just accept. Then this is just telling you where it will save the the application, and if you wanted to create a start menu folder. So next we need to just you can just double click on or click on all of these. This will create a desktop icon, and these are just options for you to be able to right click and open certain files with code. So code being VS Code. So next, and then install. FYS, yes, you can use VS Code online. So I think it's yes, vscode.dev. So you can go to vscode.dev to use VS Code online. Yeah, I'll just paste that in the chat. Perfect. Let's continue. So just let your VS Code install, and you should have no issues installing VS Code. And once it's done, you'll get this complete setup wizard. So once this is done, you can click finish. You can leave launch VS Code selected, and when you click on finish, VS Code will be installed and opened up. Once you open up VS Code, this is the screen you will get. Before I continue, can everyone let me know if they had any issues installing VS Code at the moment before I continue? So this is the screen you need to be on, and yeah, just give me thumbs up. If I see a few thumbs up, I'll continue. This is what you'll get once you have done your installation. So the few this is just a way for you to set it up quicker. So it will give you, it's telling you can use Copilot. So if you have a Copilot license, YouTube, are you guys hearing me? I'm not sure. YouTube, if you can hear me, just let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, then okay, thumbs up. Perfect. Oh, it's delayed. So you can use Copilot if you have Copilot. There's, if you don't need it, you don't need it. Then you have themes. So we will choose light mode so you guys can actually see the code, and I'll obviously zoom in for you guys to see better, especially on TikTok. So this is just for you to choose your different themes. There's 4 themes, and you can download more themes. And then once you have chosen your theme, you can click on this. This is just different this is support for different languages. There's no need for us to use that at the moment, but if you know how to use it, you can just browse and use certain languages in the marketplace. Then after that, you've got settings. So this, you don't need to also do anything. It's just saying you can tune some of your settings. And then this is a command palette that also we don't need to use at the moment, but it explains to say this runs commands without reaching for your mouse to accomplish any task in VS Code. So you can literally use that to do whatever without having to use your mouse. Then this is just tutorials on how to get started. Once we're done, you can just mark it as done, and this is what you get. This is the screen you should be getting. Everyone should be here if your installation was perfect and you followed along the instructions. Now we want to do our first website. So the first thing we need to do is, now we are learning HTML black theme. Okay, can we just get a quick vote on whether it's black or light? Because yesterday we used the the light mode. Today I see someone is asking for the dark mode. Can we just get dark or light so you guys can see the best? Black light is not clear. Okay, the benefits of the Copilot is it will help you. Okay, black. Oh, sorry, yesterday we used light. Okay. Yeah, basically AI Copilot is just to help. It's a Copilot, so it will do code completion and help you code as you're coding, so it codes along with you. Let me just try and switch this to yo, I'm not a Windows person, so okay, black. So I see people want black, so let's change it. Theme. dark mode. Okay, perfect. Can everyone see? I will zoom in when the code, when once we're on the code, I'll zoom in a lot and you guys will be able to see clearly. Today's theme is coding at Simphiwe. Okay, dark, perfect. Okay, now we should all be fine. We should all be connected on our VS Code. This is our IDE. What is an IDE? IDE is basically an application you can use. Yes, we are coding today. Yes, we're coding today. It's an application you can use to write code. So this will compile, this will do all you need. This is basically what you need to start coding. Next, we'll go back to the site and see what our curriculum says here. So it says the first thing we're doing is we are doing getting started with HTML. Now we want to understand what HTML is. HTML is a programming language and it's a language of the web. So HTML is basically what is used to display any website online. So this website we're seeing of App Academy has HTML. It may not be built in HTML, but to host it or for us to actually see it, it's compiled with HTML. Now an example is like I said, this is built with HTML, so we can inspect and actually see how HTML looks. So this is all the HTML code that this site is using. Sorry. Yeah, so basically this is HTML. Now it says HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Now what is a hypertext markup language? It's used for structuring and presenting content on websites. So HTML isn't necessarily a programming language, it's more of a markup language. Sorry. And we are now on HTML5. So we've been on different versions of HTML, and the current version we are on is HTML5. These versions are standardized by an organization called the World Wide Web Consortium, W3C. So 3 W's and a C. So that's what it is. The benefits, it provides support for the latest multimedia. It is easily readable by humans and consistently understood by computers and devices, be it web browsers and smartphones, tablets, etc. Okay. Sorry, just hearing something out there. Yeah, then it says to get started, we need to use an IDE, VS Code. So IDE is a program that allows you to write and edit code, like I said, and we are using VS Code as our IDE. Now we need to start. Okay, we need to go correctly here. So the next part says we need to set up a workspace. So a workspace is basically where all our files will be for whatever project we're doing. If we are doing an e-commerce website for Nike, we'll call it Nike and have everything for Nike in that one website. How to display HTML for the website again? To do that, you just right click and you'll click on inspect. That's how you do it. Okay, let's just continue. Now thank you for the follow. Now the next thing is, what is the workspace? Your workspace is basically your text editor, web browser, and a folder to store all your specific files for that web app or the website. Now what happens is we need to have a structure for our HTML files. And how do we do that? Let's jump back to VS Code. So this is the window you should be on for VS Code, right? And now being on this window, we want to create, let's start it better this time compared to yesterday. We want to have a folder. Yes, mostly we did this yesterday, but other people didn't join or couldn't join, so we just want to try and quickly go through that and then continue. And if anyone has any questions, we just help them. So what we need to do is we can go to our desktop, and in our desktop we can just right click and create a new folder. What will we call the folder? We'll call it App Academy. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it egg, you can call it Xbox, you can call it whatever you want. So we just have a folder called App Academy. Next thing we need to do, we jump back to VS Code and we click on open folder. Where is this folder located? In our desktop, and we just click on our folder and select folder. That will open up the folder in VS Code. Now this is your workspace for this project. The next thing is you can just trust all authors of your desktop if you do, and yeah, you cannot trust whatever you want, but just trust it. Then now we've got this screen we are seeing here. If you do not see this explorer, this button here at the top left is with the two files. That's the icon you need to click to show your explorer. Now in this explorer we want to create a file. To create a file, you can find this icon right there. If you do not see that icon, you can click on file and click on new file. This will be a pop-up you'll get at the top if you clicked on file, new file, and you can call it whatever you want. So yesterday people were wondering, can we call it egg? So we'll call it egg today. So you can say egg.html. You can call this file whatever you want as long as you end the file with .html. .html tells, or basically sets the file extension to an HTML file, because if you put it as .ht, it does not know what ht is. Make sure it's .html. File or folder, we should have already created a folder. We are now creating a file. Let me go back. The folder we created is on our desktop. We right clicked and created a new folder called App Academy. After doing that, we went to VS Code and said open folder. We are opening the folder we just created under our desktop. Click on that and select folder. Once you're done with that, we can continue and create a file. So again, you can click on file, new file, and write whatever you want. So egg.html. Done. Now it will ask you where do you want to save it, or it should show up under your file or your folder. If not, you can just go to where your folder is, which is under desktop, App Academy, and that's the file name. You can just say create file, and here is your file. Your file shows up right there. Once your file has shown up, you can just write HTML. If you are using VS Code, VS Code has this nice see, we're glitching on TikTok. Okay, TikTok, am I fine? Am I glitching? Was it just my network? No, network is fine. Are we good on TikTok? YouTube, are we still good? Sorry guys. Okay, what we need to do now, once we have opened or created our new file, VS Code has this new, or that has this Emmet abbreviation that can help you create a structure very quickly. So you can just type HTML and you'll get these three options. So the first option will just create an HTML tag, which is just these two. Okay, let me try and increase the size. What was it yesterday? Appearance. Control plus enter. Perfect. Okay, so yes, the first one just creates an HTML file. HTML. Yes, YouTube will have a recording. So we are TikTok will have a recording. YouTube will have a recording. But the recording will be posted on YouTube. Or I'll just try and put, but no, it will be too long for TikTok. We'll post it on YouTube. Yes, our font size is increased. We should be able to see now. Now, what we did is we wrote HTML, which showed us an emit abbreviation. Emit abbreviation is just literally, like I said, if you click on it, it will create a structure for you. So now what we want to do is we want to create our HTML5 structure. HTML5, you click on the second one, and this is the structure we have. Just like that, you are done having your full structure. Now, what we need to now understand is what is all of this that it has given us, because we've got head, we've got HTML, we've got doc type, we've got body. What is all of this? So the way I explained it yesterday is, think of a person, or think of yourself. You as a person have a head. That head has, you as a person have a head, and that head has a brain. That brain is the one that has all the information about you. Now, in your head, it's all that information, and then comes your body. Body is just the content. So if you think of body, body is just you. You see? So from the top, that's the head of the website, which is the information. And then going down is basically the content, which is what people are seeing. Yes, our face is part of it, but yeah, it's what people are seeing. So the difference between HTML and HTML5 in, how do you activate emit abbreviation? Mine does not do that. It should be activated automatically. Let's just quickly help you there first. Let's see. I don't see it. It should be enabled. I'm not sure. Okay, we'll try and help you, but let's try and continue. If anyone else knows how to do it, can you please assist? Okay, it says we need to go to your preferences, which would be your settings, and then settings. Then you just search for emit. Emit, right? Yeah. Okay, then you can just include the languages that you want, and it should be enabled. Here you go. Here's the file. Are we sorted now? YouTube. Okay, I saw someone, there's a ask for something I did not see. What is the difference between HTML and HTML5? So yeah, I wanted to show that again. HTML here is literally just going to create this. This is basically the opening and closing tag of HTML. Then you need to now create everything else, your head and as well as your body. So you need to do everything else yourself. But we all know HTML5, or HTML5 is basically the entire structure. So you can just click on HTML5, and this is the entire structure of the website. Just like that, done. You don't have to remember the whole structure, it will do it for you. Hope we understand there. Now let me explain. Like I said again, we explained that the head in HTML is your brain, and body is the content. So let's go to a website quickly and see what that is. Excuse me. So when we go onto FNB's App Academy website, we see this tab at the top. You see the tab at the top? That tab shows us the information of the site. So the information of the site is lesson 1 FNB App Academy. Then it obviously has the URL of the website. That is all that information that is entered here. So whatever they entered here is what shows up at the top right there. So if you ever need to know, okay, maybe when people are using your website, you want them to see something at the top, you will add that in your title, and that would be what they see when they access your website. Cool. Are we good there? Now, in the body, in our HTML, in this body, all of this content that you see on this website, all of this here is what they've added in the body. So all of that information was entered into the body. That's how you see the difference between your head and the body. What is XML? The XML part is just adding an XML link. So also this is not as important. We are using HTML5, so you do not have to worry about it. We are using HTML5. So excuse me. Now this first line, doc type HTML. Doc type HTML is you telling or setting this file to be HTML. So you're just adding information to say this is HTML. You see, it just helps define the language of an element. So you can always just add it. If you don't add it, nothing will happen, it won't break, but you can just add it. Yes, Mowgli, we did see your comment, and I said people wanted to just start again, hence why we just started again, so people can understand. Yeah, cool. So I'm using Phoenix as God, and I require me. Yes, yes, yes. You if you don't want to add a title, there's no need. You just won't have a title in your site. But it's recommended to have a title because having a title at least adds information about your website. So like, what I love about VS Code is if you hover on any um um tag, it will give you information on what that tag does. Oh, sorry, I do not see that comment then. We do not see that comment. Okay, so this is given an error. I do not, if I do not add a title. Okay, then I think I've never used Phoenix, so I think it's a bit different. So Italiano asked, what app am I using? I'm using VS Code. That is the application we are using today. We're using VS Code. Um, if you can try Sugar Love, if you can try and use VS Code, it might be a bit easier. That's the IDE we are using. Okay, cool. Let's continue. Now, we've already explained doc type, and now in this file, in this tag, we have HTML lang eng. What is the lang? Lang is just like it says. It helps define the language of this. So it's just helping define. Guti, we are using English. You could have the different languages. So why not Notepad plus plus? So Notepad plus plus could also work, but VS Code has more features and more functionality we can use to code a bit better and a bit faster. So that's why we are using VS Code and not Notepad plus plus. Cool. So this lang again is not important. It's just a helper. If you do not add the lang, your file will not complain. It's just a helper. So that's just for you to understand why we have lang right there. En is obviously English. So depending on where you are, maybe it's Spanish, whatever, you'd have the specific code for the language right there. Next part is the head. Like I said, the head is the information of the website. What is the information of the website? We've got metadata. Metadata is just information. So this is just information of the site. So this is the char set, which is a UTF-8. So it's just adding that it's we are using UTF-8, and then the next metadata we are adding is our viewport. What does the viewport entail? It entails the content, width, and height. So this is basically when you are trying to make your website responsive of different screens. So this is just for you to add that information right there. Yes, the session is recorded. It is recorded. Yeah, the next part is your title. So your title is, what website are we doing? Yes, 100%. Use VS Code. You'll learn with it. It's very helpful. If not VS Code, you can use WebStorm. It is a bit more different, but yeah, that's the one I use on a daily basis. So VS Code. Okay, sorry. Now title. What we're adding as our title is we adding whatever our site is. So what site are we creating? How to make eggs, right? And literally that's the title we are going to see when we load our website. We got that. We should be fine there. If people still are lost, just let me know so we can continue, but I will continue. So those are the informations you can add in the head. More in the head I never mentioned yesterday is we can add your style sheets here. So this is where CSS will come in, but we won't go through that at the moment because App Academy has not done that yet. But this is where you can add your style sheets. So you can link your style sheets here and everything else. So that's all, like I said, information about the website. Next is, oh, my name on YouTube is the same as my TikTok. It's Simphiwe Radebe underscore underscore. That's my name on YouTube. You'll find it Simphiwe Radebe underscore underscore, same as TikTok. So we also live on on YouTube if you want to see on a bigger screen. Yeah. Do we really need to skip spaces for the head? When you say spaces, what do you mean? Oh, you mean like maybe like this between the elements? There's no need. It's just to help you with readability of your code. So if you now get to more complex websites, you try to have your code as neat as possible so you can see where everything is. That's why normally people have spaces in between these things, and they also normally have it tabbed in between, so you can tab it. And then style sheets is, it's in the name, it's your style sheet. So css is a cascading style sheet, so we link our cascading style sheet to our website. We have not done it yet at the moment, so no, between the elements. Oh yes, yes, yes. So the reason we have, okay, I wouldn't say it's needed, but the reason we have it again is for readability. So you can sorry, you can have it without, but now your code won't be as, you know, now like everything is in one line, and that does not look nice at all. You see how it is? So it's just to make it a bit more neater. So if you click that, oh, for me to do this, I highlight all on all the code, and I press on shift tab to remove spaces, tab to add spaces. So that's how we do the difference between the two. Okay, what's next? We've done our head, we're done with head, and I'm struggling to add the title. Where's the issue? So we can assist you. Yeah, so this is just readability, so your code looks a bit clean and neat. Now in the body, like we said, this is now the content of the website. What are we adding in the website? If you want to add pictures, you want to add a YouTube embed, anything you want to add, everything goes in the body of the website. So in the body, that's where we'll start learning about hyperlinks, we'll be learning about paragraphs, we'll be learning about headings. That's everything we'll be doing in the body. Is everyone still following? What are the times for the live so I don't miss them? So the lives will be hosted at 8 o'clock every day except for Sunday. So every day 8 o'clock evening except for Sunday. Yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. Okay, so P is your content, like I said. So everything that goes in here would be your content, and in here would be your site information. So metadata, again, something I never mentioned, is you can use your metadata for your different SEO stuff. So to add your descriptions about your website, so your site is is found much better on, thank you for the follow, so that it's found on Google. So when you search for something, when you search for, let's say, how to make eggs, if your description is well enough, your ranking on Google's system would be indexed much better than other sites because you've described your website much better. Okay, cool. We are using VS Code, so you just need to download VS Code. All right, let's continue. So site information is in the head, content of the website is in the body. Now let's continue and see what was said here. So here it was just giving us a structure of HTML. As you can see here, they didn't indent it the way I did. So like I said, it's not important, but it just makes your code look a bit neater. Then the next part is paragraphs. So we are now working with paragraphs. So let's first figure out how do we actually start running this file. So you see this dot where my cursor is by the X. This dot tells you that this file has no is not being saved. So currently we have not saved our file. The recorded sessions will be posted on YouTube. You mean for web editing? For web editing, it's an inspect. It's on Chrome, on I think on all browsers. So you can just right click on the web and click inspect. Then you will see this on the side. That's just that there. Okay, let's continue. So like I said, here you can see that the file is not saved, and since the file is not saved, you want to save it. How do we save it? You can click on Control S, Command S, or you can go up to the top and click on File, then Save. Now once you're done saving, your file is ready. What's the first thing you need to update after downloading VS Code? Because I'm failing to work my way. So if you can just go to YouTube and rewind a bit, it should be there. But all we did is we download VS Code, double click on it, do the process of installing, and then just go through the steps. Once you're done, VS Code should be up and running. If I've not explained properly, just go to YouTube. You can rewind just a bit and you'll be able to see how we did the installation of VS Code again. Okay, next step is we have now saved our file. I hope everyone has created a folder like I said. Now we need to go to that folder now and see where that file is. So on my desktop, that's where my folder is. And I double click on the folder and here's my file called egg. But this is actually egg.html. So you can show file extensions so you can see the different file extensions, but you will see it under type if you're using Windows. So double click on it and you should, okay, let's just do that. You should it should open a file that's empty, but remember we added a title. So here's the title there at the top called How to Make Eggs. That's the title right there. But now we want to do content. We want to add something into the website. What are we adding to the website? We're starting with paragraphs. So how to make an egg. The first thing you need to do is get eggs, right? That's the first thing you need to do. Step one is get eggs. Get eggs. Now you click on Control S, save your file, go back to your browser, refresh. Here we go. Here's our step one, get eggs. So yes, we'll JavaScript will also get to there, not today, but we'll get there. Can you go back to VS Code? I'm on VS Code. Natalie, how can I assist? Okay. Sorry to be out of time. How can I download PyCharm and also there? Oh, okay. Yes, PyCharm is used for Python, so that was the same as downloading WebStorm. So to do that, you just have to search for PyCharm on. Okay, the problem is we're not doing Python, so we're not gonna really focus on that at the moment. But just go to the JetBrains website and search for PyCharm. There should be a free version. That's community edition. If you want the professional version, you need to either be a student to get a discount or buy the license for the professional version. Okay, next step is we've got our content. We've now added our content. There we go. On our site we see get eggs. Then you can continue adding more steps that you want. So what would be step two? Step two would be after getting eggs, get oil maybe, and maybe add a step three. Step three, which would be get your pen, get pen, and yeah, turn on stove. Yeah, that's what we can have, the 3 steps for now. And then yeah, so this is now content. But when we go to our site, okay, you see we haven't saved. So let's save. Yes, we can type lorem. If you want to redo this, how, what? If you want to redo this, how do I do, like starting over just to practice? We'll have the recordings on YouTube. So my YouTube is the same as my TikTok handle. You'll find YouTube right there. Line 11. Oh, sorry, I added this for me to to try and explain. So line 11 and line 4 is a comment. So comments are just a way for you to add invisible text basically. So this will only be shown to you as the developer. This will not show up on the website. This is just a comment to say, this is what I'm doing here, this is what I'm doing here, just to make your code more readable. So when anyone else looks at your code and does not understand, they can use comments to see what does what, if you've added comments correctly. Okay, so we'll continue there. So this was just, yes, we're getting to the part where we are adding pictures. So this is just me on the side. Oh, how do you redo this again? So just create a new folder in your desktop, open up VS Code, click on File, and click on Open Folder. After opening your folder, click on App Academy and click Select Folder. That will open up a new part. So what am I using for coding? We are using VS Code. It's an IDE, VS Code. Download VS Code. Okay, so to continue, we have done our text right here, and if we go to our website and refresh, here's the 3 different steps. Yeah, maybe we can zoom in. Yeah, here's the 3 different steps shown on our website. Right now, after doing this, we want to say, okay, we've got our content, what's next? So the next part would be adding your headings. So when we look at this site, it's not as friendly, or you can't really see it properly. So adding headings would help a person at least see what does what. So for us to add headings, we say h1. H1 is the tag for headings, but the tags for headings come from 1 to 6. So you can have h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. So h1 is your biggest, so we'll call this biggest. Then h6 is your smallest. Now if we save and refresh, this is our 2 headings. We've got biggest and smallest. So whatever is in between, so whatever is 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would go a bit bigger in between these 2 lines. So that's the biggest you have of headings, and this is the smallest you have of headings. So headings is just like it's in the name, it's a heading. So it's you adding a heading onto your website. So our heading here could be step 1. So we can have a heading 1 and we call it step 1, h1. So that was our step 1. So now we don't need the step 1 in here. And then refresh. Okay, I did not save. So I will show you guys how we can do autosave as well as live survey in a moment, because that will help it a bit, that will be a bit easier. So there we go, we've got step 1 right there, and step 1 shows us get eggs. So we can do the same thing with the rest of the steps. Just click enter after this and have h1, which would be your step 2. You can remove this and do the same thing for step 3, h1, step 3. Now another thing I did not mention is, sorry, Kululeko. Yeah, no, it's just the App Academy. Okay, so another thing is this must always, okay, your h1, your paragraphs, most of your tags in HTML need to have a closing tag. What is a closing tag? A closing tag would be your bracket / whatever the tag was that was from before. So as you can see here, we have h1, then we have our content in between h1, and then we have h1 closing tag. So to close, you just do a / right before the element or the head, the tag. Once you're done with that, you can just space it just so you have a bit cleaner code. Then this is our website. Our website now will show us 3 different steps. So I've made it a bit bigger just so you guys can see, but there we go. Heading 1 is step 1. This is the information. Heading 2, step 2. This is information. Heading 3, step 3. This is the information. Is it possible to use one head tag multiple times? When you say one head tag, do you mean the h1 tag? Because as you can see, we've got h1 3 times here, so you can use the same tag multiple times. The head tag though must be one on its own. Yes, heading, yes. So this head must only be the only one. There cannot be other heads. Then this will be the only body, and HTML again is on its own. So which app are we using? We're using VS Code, Virtual Studio Code. So it's called VS Code. Remind what does, sorry, I missed the comment on YouTube. What does meta charset do? So this is just the character set of the site. We are using UTF-8. So if you understand these, I myself don't understand it per se, but this is just, you do not need to have this. Like I said, this is just information that it adds for you, but it's just your chart set of the website. So they all tag h1. Yes, so for all the headings it's h1. So all these headings we have is h1. We do not have to make them h1, h2, h3, because we want the headings to look the same throughout. Here is h1, h1, h1. We got that right? Perfect. Now that's us having headings. So we have h1 all the way to h6. So if maybe we thought h1 looks a bit too big, let's call it h3. Now h3 needs to also be closing there, so you can just change that h3, 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 h3. Kululeka, this is the FNB App Academy, so it's just people learning how to code, and yeah, it's all done through FNB App Academy. So you can search up FNB App Academy and get more information on what it is. Now h3 would look a bit smaller. Let's save our file and see how it looks. This is h1, and h3 would look like this, a bit smaller. So you see how it looks. That's how it looks on h3, just like that. How are you able to share your screen on the live? You need to download YouTube Studio. Okay, sorry, TikTok Studio. Okay, the next part is, let's go back to our website here and see what is next. Next part is, it's telling us about our web file formats. What is the web file formats? It's just what we had right there. So let's go back to the file here and see. So we have a egg.html, egg.html. So HTML is the file extension, .html is the file extension. So that's basically our file format. Yes, this will be posted on YouTube. We are live on YouTube as well, so this will be posted on YouTube. Basically h1 or h2 tell the head size. Yes, so h1 would say that's the biggest heading size. h2 will say this is less than h1, so it's a bit smaller. Then h3, h4, h5, h6, you know, so it goes from biggest all the way to smallest. Okay, perfect. Okay, that Tickle Studio. Okay, I want to try. Okay, it's fine. Click. No, not doing Python at the moment. TikTok Studio. Okay, so we're using VS Code. You should have seen here. I think it was a mistake. So if you check on the website, they are specifically saying we need to use VS Code. So you do not have to use VS Code. If you are comfortable with brackets or Phoenix, whatever it's called, you can use Phoenix or brackets, and then you can use VS Code as well. So VS Code is a bit easier, so we are using VS Code. Let's continue. We are done with HTML. Getting started with HTML. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, I forgot to mention, I didn't mention CSS. CSS is cascading style sheets, so those are stored in .css files. So .css files will be used for .css files will be used to do your style sheets, and then .jpeg, PNG, GIF, those are your image types. So whatever image you'll be using will have those different file extensions. The next part, when are we going to try it? It's my first time in live. We'll get to that shortly. That's not part of what we are doing today. So creating a folder of your images. Now we're done with that. Now we're doing section 2, which is working with images. This is what people were asking. How do we now add our images? So to add images, the first thing we need to do, let's go back to where our folder is, open our folder, right click and create a new folder. What are we calling this new folder? We are calling it images. So you can call it photos, whatever you want, but just call it something that makes sense. FNB app academy. Yeah, so you can call it images, you can call it photos, pictures, but just call it something that would make sense to what you're actually adding inside the folder. So yeah, the next part is us adding images. So if we go back to App Academy's website, it says click here to download images. So everyone will see they cannot download these images. Something went wrong. So we all get the same issue. We cannot download these images. So okay, Nolitando, I'm using VS Code. Is possible to add background music? Yes, you can, using JavaScript. Yes, you can add a video instead of pictures. Yes. Okay. What's this again for? It's FNB App Academy. It's just for people to learn how to code and get a certificate at the end of it. Yes, we are live right now on YouTube. It's the same URL, and same handle as my TikTok handle at Simphiwe Radebe __. Okay, let's continue. So okay, so I see, okay, something went wrong. If people were able to download, then you can use those images, but we can't download. I can't download. So if you can't download, you can download any image you want. So obviously, since we are now on the topic of eggs, so we can just search eggs, then go to images, and let's find some images. This looks like a nice image, so I can right click. So for me to get this, I'm right clicking, and you click save image as. So you can save it to downloads, it does not matter. Let's call it egg1, enter. Yeah, I said WGG, that's fine. Then you want something else, maybe scrambled eggs. So you can right click, save image as, then save it as number 2, whatever you want. So you can call it whatever. You are just saving the images. So we'll just try and get 3 images because we've got 3 steps. So step 3 maybe would be the pen, since we spoke about the pen. So it does not matter what images you have, it's just for us to understand how to add images. So this is egg 3. Perfect. So now we have our 3 images under downloads. It is under downloads, right? Yes, under downloads. And then egg 1, egg 2, 3. Let's change this one. So I'm just renaming this to fit the same as others, so it just needs to be called egg. So egg 1. So you couldn't also, I use my own images, so the content classes, no. Could you use a GIF image and show us how to add that on? Okay, yeah, let's get a GIF image as well. Egg GIF. So we'll use this. So to save a GIF, save it as .gif, GIF, .gif. So this will be egg4.gif. So I'll show you guys how we can add a GIF as well. Is that like surface level code is more in-depth stuff? Who you're asking, I'm not too sure, but we're just doing basics for now, continuing with what the curriculum of the FNB App Academy is going with. Okay, cool. So we've downloaded our images, and now we need to now get we did our folder, we downloaded our images, we now have to add those images to this folder. So again, we'll open up our App Academy folder, then open up images folder. In images, we want to add those images we just downloaded. So you can just open a new tab or side by side and find where the images are. So mine are under downloads, then I'll select all 4 and drag them into images. That will add them Yes, this is going to be on YouTube. We are live on YouTube at the moment, so it's on both YouTube and TikTok. Okay, so these are all the images onto our images folder. Now let's go back to VS Code. When we're on VS Code, we now see this images folder just popped up here. Now in that images folder, we've got all our images as well as our GIF. Now we want to know, how do we add this to this website to make it look a bit nicer? So where we're gonna add our images, we want to add them. What does it mean, inactivity? Sorry, the live wants to end. I think we're good now. Yeah, okay, perfect. Why is it on gaming? Interesting. Okay, cool. Let's continue. Sorry about that. Now we're adding images. How do we add images? So we are adding images by using a tag, or a tag called img. So img is short for image, so it's one image. So how are we adding this image? We write img and boom, that's an image. Now for us to now find out where is this image located, we need to now add source. Source is done src. So src is source. src is source, and you say src equals double quotes. So this is now saying, okay, with my images, where will I find this image? So you're telling the HTML or the code to say, you will find this image here. And where are we finding it? Under our folder called images. So for VS Code, it will show up automatically, but if you're using another one or Notepad, just write it according to how you've saved it. So if you wrote pictures, you write pictures. If you wrote whatever, you write it whatever you saved. So it's images / whatever image you have. Is everyone still following? Just checking to make sure people are still following. Give me a thumbs up if we are still following so we can continue. Okay, someone asked me to repeat. So images, let's do images again. So to do images, you have a tag called img. img is the image tag, right? Same as h3, html, body, p. Though that's your tag, your tag, image tag. Now image does not have a closing. It does not have a closing tag. So the same way we have body and then / body, image does not have that. It's just image as is. But for you to add your image now, you need to write src equals, and you'll get double quotes. Now this is asking, where is your source? So src is shortened for source. So source is where to find it. Where are we finding it? Under images. Now which image do we want under image? We don't want all, because we want one image. This is one image tag. So we want one image. Now the one we want is image egg1.jpg. So you can write egg1.jpg, and just like that, you've added your image. Now you need to just save. Let's go back to our website and see how it looks. Here is our eggs. So under now get eggs, we have this image called get eggs, and just like that, you've added an image. Then you will follow the exact same thing for the rest. You can write img. Again, VS Code will show you your different image abbreviations. So you can use S, which will do your source, alt, and source set. So we don't need source set, but this is what it will give you. So alt, wait. Oh, okay. That's something different. Okay, so another thing we did yesterday is we wrote, if you want to add multiple images, if you want to add multiple paragraphs or multiple images, whatever, you can write img star, which is times 2 or 4. that will add 4 tags of image, right? Or if you want paragraphs, you say p times 4, you'll get 4 paragraphs. This is only in VS Code. This is in VS Code. So this is just a way to speed up your process of coding. So yeah, that was just a side note. Now let's continue. What is alt? People are saying alt and like, what? Oh, what am I repeating? Please just let me know what you want me to repeat. Blungisi, if your eggs is a bit big, we'll get to how to resize that just now, because your sizing might be a bit different. So okay, I see people want to know how to resize. Okay, it's fine. So let's just show how to resize. Now if you want to resize the shortcut of p is just whatever you want p times. So times is on the letter 8, on the number 8 on your keyboard. So it's shift 8, which will show times and whatever you want. So if you want 20, you'll get 20 p's, right? That's basically it there. P times. So it's not only p, it's for every element that is under HTML. So every element, if you want for h6, you can do h6 times 3, whatever you want. So it's just a side note. Let's continue. So the first thing is we have source. Like I said, source is where to find the file. But now you also want alt. Alt is it's recommended to add, but it's not a must have. So alt is just alternate. So what is the alternate of this image? Alternate being the text. What is this text? Oh, sorry, that it's the text of what is this image. So it basically describes the image. So you are just saying that this is a picture of X. So this is a picture of a basket of eggs. So now this will just help screen readers for people that are maybe visually impaired or visually impaired, when they cannot see and it's a screen reader reading for them. Once it gets to the image, obviously it can't read an image. The alternate text will be the reading of the image. Thank you for the rose, I really appreciate it. The alternate text will be the reading of the image. So once it gets there, it'll say, oh, this is an image of basket of eggs. So the person who is using the site can actually see what that is. So that's what alt is. Got source and alt. Source is where to find your file. Alt is just the text, helper text of the picture. So we can do our second one, images / / is required because you are saying in my images folder, / being go into my images folder and type the name of the, thank you so much for the rose, type the name of the file. So now we want egg 2. Then again we'll just say this is a picture. What is this picture? Because this is a picture of scrambled eggs. Okay, so you can write whatever you want. So this is a picture of scrambled eggs. Might have spelled it wrong, but yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah. Then we do number 3, img. Then we want to add images / image 3. Then this is fried egg. Yeah, this is image of a fried egg. Perfect. Now you're done. You can save, then refresh, and here are all your images. Now some people might have big images because the file or the way it was downloaded, the resolution of the image is a bit bigger, or the pixels are a bit bigger. So for you to resize, we go back to our image, and you can just at even before or between, you can just space and write height equals and width. So this is your height and width of the picture. So this is calculated or measured in pixels. So you can write height equals 200 pixels, or you don't even have to have the px, but 200 pixels, and you want the width to be maybe 400 pixels, so making it a rectangular form. So this is not necessarily css, it is inline css, but this is just an attribute of image, so you do not have to be using css. This is just an attribute of the image tag to get an image in a right size. Okay, so we've added our height, which is 200, and a width of 400. Let's save and see how that looks. When we refresh, now it's stretched it. So basically this is saying it's now at 200 pixels. Thank you for the crown, thank you for the roses, thank you so much for the gifts. Your appetite, Africa, I appreciate it. Yeah, so it's inline styling, basically inline styling. So inline styling is basically just saying instead of me having css, I'm basically in my line of, I'm going a bit fast. Okay, am I going too fast? Let me just slow down a bit. I think I was going fine, then I started going fast. Sorry guys, let's just go a bit slower. Okay, go back just a bit. Aqua and n.t, where do you want me to just start from, so we can go a bit slower from there? Thank you so much, B Googie, I think B Googie 75. Thank you so much. Resizing image. Okay, so resizing the image, basically what happens is in our image source. Oh, and you want me, let me just remove this so we can see a bit better. Okay, in our image source, or in our image tag, sorry, you've got source, you've got height, width, and alt. Height is the height of the picture, meaning up, down to up, up to down. Width is left to right, right to left. That's your width. Height, width, height, width. So whenever you're doing where your text, you can just remember that it's height, width, height, and width. So what if I want to name my pictures example scrambled egg under picture 2? Yes, you can name it whatever you want, as long as when you are calling it, or when you are defining it here, you are entering the correct name. So if it calls scrambled egg, call it scrambled egg right there. Perfect. Okay, so height, like I said, top to bottom, width left to right. Yes, we're doing HTML, not CSS. This is sort of inline styling, but it's not part of your CSS. CSS would be a bit different, where you would add a style tag. So CSS would be style, and you'd now add height there, which would be 200, and your width, which would be, this is inline styling. So don't think this is inline styling. This is an attribute of image. It's an attribute, so it's part of image. Image tag comes with this height and width, it comes with it. The style tag is the inline styling. So when you add the style tag, this is now when you're adding inline styling to different elements within your HTML document. Hope I've cleared that up. So this is how you add your width and height. You can do the same thing for the rest. It does not have to be between alt and source. It can go at the back, it can go at the front, it can go wherever you want. Okay, obviously not in front of image, but just after image. You can put it there, you can put it behind, so you can have it wherever you want. Like I will have it here, maybe X. Yeah, so you see I have it right there, so that's has it wherever you want. Alt shows a description of when the browser can't display it. Yes, when it can't display, as well as when someone who's visually impaired is using your website. People who are visually impaired have screen readers, so a screen reader will read the text for them, but once it gets to the image, it will read the alternate text, being your description of the image. So how do we detect problems when one of our texts turn red? So to do that, you just need to troubleshoot and now see, maybe at the just before you forgot to close your tag, or something is off there. So you see how these are turning red because I did not close these. So you just need to make sure everything is opened and closed, then you can actually see where the issue could be. So just check just before the red text what is before that, and you might be able to fix it there. Mina, since we start pictures, my pictures don't show the small image with the crack. Oh, it means you have not referenced your images properly. So you just need to fix where your images are sourced. So all you need to do is make sure your images are within images. So again, you need to have it wherever you've done it. So mine is under my desktop. So under my desktop, I've got a folder called App Academy, and in App Academy I have a folder called images. Make sure all your images are in this folder called images, so that when you are loading here you can see the images in VS Code. So there's all the images here. In the image, what does the alt, I think I've explained it right, but alt is your alternate text, being if someone is visually impaired and they cannot see your website, they are using a text reader to hear what your website is on. They use alt for you to see that this picture says this is a picture of scrambled eggs. When they are hearing it, they'll know, oh, there's a picture of scrambled eggs, there's a picture of this and that. That's the reason for alternate text. It's not important, but it's recommended to add. I want to study this. How do I apply? It's free of charge. Just search on IT Varsity, and you'll be able to register for the App Academy. It's called the FNB App Academy, but you can search for IT Varsity, where you, because the registration for the academy is closed. So just search for IT Varsity, where you can actually register to actually still do the course. Yeah. Let me just show you all that. You can search IT Varsity, then in IT Varsity, there you go. So this is what you'll see. There's FNB App Academy right there. Thank you so much, Tuto. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so this is what you'll see. So you can search on IT Varsity, you'll see this. You'll scroll down and you can literally enter your information to enroll. So it's for people that have missed the registration but can still learn how to do it. So they'll access the same content within here. Okay, that's that right there. I'll continue with the website. So the next part is we were doing our sorry, am I still fast? Cario. If you need me to explain anything, just let me know. Lungisi, are you sorted with your red text? Did you, were you able to figure that part out? No, you're not. Okay, okay, perfect. So we just figured out how we do our width and height, right? Question: if your image disappears after you resize, what do? You might have made it too small, so just increase your pixels. So the image might have been big, and 200 pixels is so small. So try and make it a bit bigger, and you'll be able to maybe see it. So try and put a big number and see, and then start playing around to see which would work a bit better. So it might not be an error, it might be that it's a bit small. Okay, someone's asking, how do you have your images be below each other and not next to each other? So how are they next to each other? Like here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. What is the visual? We are using VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Yes, Visual Studio Code, not Visual Studio, but Visual Studio Code. A break, maybe. When you say a break, what do you mean? You want like a break from this line break? Line break is BR. Yes, Boogie put the right one. Oh, okay. So if you want a break, let's see how we do that. let's have text. We can have lorem as our text, and then refresh and see. Oh, we haven't saved. Save, refresh and see. So here's our text, line break, right? This is break. So for us to do line break, wherever we want the line to break, we say br, just like that. It will break. So when we save and refresh, go back to the website, there we go. Now it's in a new line. So you see, it's broken from where we wanted it and it put it on a new line. So that's how you use line breaks. So wherever you have long text and you want to format it in a certain way, just do bracket br, close it, and just like that, save, sorry, and just like that, you're done. No, it's shortened for paragraph, so please be so kind to save the video so we can, yes, the video will be saved. It will be saved. Okay, I'll redo the resizing of, you need to have a license to activate Windows. Okay, resizing. Okay, so again, to do this we have image, right? Hi viewer, we've got image source, and wherever you want you can add height and width. Height is top to bottom, so it's like this. This is your height. Width is like that. So just remember, when you're adding the numbers, your width is this way, your height is this way. That's how you'll remember that. So height goes up and down, so we want our height maybe to be bigger, so let's say 350 pixels, and our width to be again 350. So this will be a square. So 350 pixels, 350 pixels, you know, in maths, if it's the same sides, it's a square. So let's save it and see how that looks. You see, this is now resized it to be 350 by 350. So now it's a square of our picture. This was 200 by 400. This is 350 350. There we go. So this is basically the site we have right now. We haven't resized this one, and now we want to add the GIF. So how do we add the GIF? The GIF should be very easy because we just did images. How do we add the GIF? Let's add a GIF. Adding the GIF, again, image. So maybe let's add some text to say, so someone knows what they're watching there. So fun GIF of egg, just like that. Now we want to add the GIF. GIF is same as an image, so you just search image, src. Src would be where it is, so it's your source, images / egg4.gif. Make sure it's .gif so that it's a GIF. Then alternate text would be GIF of eggs. Yeah. Okay, let's save and see what we get. There's your GIF now showing on your website. So you've got a GIF loaded on your website. Same way you load your images is the same way you'll load a GIF. Once it's done on the App Academy, I'll be able to go through with that. Sorry. What languages does GIF? So this is just a shortened video, basically. That's what a GIF is. Someone asked, yes, if you have prettier, click. Oh yeah, prettier is another extension. We'll get to that as well. Yeah, so this is literally what we've done for images as well as headings and paragraphs. Please redo GIF. GIF is the same as an image, so I'll do it again. So you say img, then source being src. Where is the GIF? So the GIF is, yes, you have to save the GIF first. We can add a GIF from a website. I'll show you how to do that. But src, then where your GIF is saved, which is, for me, it's under images / GIF, then close your image. Alternate text, it's just text, like I said, and you can just add the text of the GIF. When we refresh, the GIF is right there. So now, how do we add a GIF of on a website, or from a link? So if, let's say, you got a link of a GIF, if we can even get a link, let's see. There we go. Okay, here's a link of a GIF. How do we add this? Now, instead of having your source, which is where you downloaded it, if you don't want to download it, you add the link, and that should work the exact same way. So now, if we refresh our website, there's the GIF. As you can see, I'm using the web link. So this is the link of the GIF itself. So you can always use links instead of using pictures if you don't want to download it. But just do make sure you have a permission, yada yada yada. I'm just saying that. But do make sure you have your permissions. Okay, we are done with that. Let's go back to App Academy and see what was next. How can I add my images vertically? Sorry. So that would be your styling. That's part of your CSS. So we're not on CSS at the moment. Thank you so much for the roses. I really appreciate it. We're not in CSS at the moment, but yeah, we will get to that. Yes, you can make a GIF. If you have an iPhone, you can do a live video, save that live video as a GIF. So that's how GIFs are easily made. But it's just literally a short video. How do we save manually every time? Oh, okay. So let's say we're done with this. We don't want to keep saving manually all the time. To do this, you click on your file, and you will see auto save. Auto save is a way for you to just auto saves basically. So if your computer switches off and you were busy, it would have already automatically saved, because whatever you change, whatever you do, it automatically starts saving. Style, background, goes height, width. Can you please explain why number 12 H1 and both 16 and 20 are being H3? 12 H1, they all H1 H3, they all on H3. So if I wanted this to be H1, it's just matter of preferences on how you want the site to look. So if you wanted to be H1 there, use it as H1. As you can see, if I refresh, this is bigger than this one. That's all. That's the only difference. Which ideas? So it depends on your needs. JavaScript, there is a nice one from JetBrains called WebStorm. WebStorm is amazing. I use WebStorm. Then VS Code, a lot of people use VS Code because you can customize it as much. Yeah, but yes, that's my answer there. Okay, so we just did how to autosave. Now there's another extension we can add called Live. Yes, I do. Double dimpled. Yes. Okay, now we can add another extension called Live Server. What is Live Server? Live Server is a way for us to, instead of having to keep going here and refreshing, Live Server is a plugin that creates what the name says. It's a live server, but this server is just within your local environment. So this is a local server, so like localhost 127.0.0.1 port, whatever. So to do that, on the left hand side here, we've got these blocks, 3 blocks, 1 block pointing out. Click on that and it will open up this extensions tab. Now what we need to search for is live server. WebStorm has a free version. It's called the community edition. If you don't want the free version, there's a professional version. Yes, but WebStorm also has a free version. Now after finding live live server, here is the one we'll be downloading, the one with 63 million downloads. So when you click on it, it should be this purple icon. This purple icon is the one we are using. that is the live storm we are using. I will show how to do hyperlinks just now. We are almost there. Okay, perfect. Which app you use when using your phone? You can try I forgot the names, but yeah, I'll check for you and I'll get back to you. Okay, so it's asking us if we trust the publisher. Yes, we do. If you don't, you don't have to install it, find a different one, but you just click on install, and as you can see, it says installing. How to install? Insert the image. I'll go back to the code, but we did that. Okay, see, it's done, and now it will show you like this. You will see at the bottom here, go live. You see in the bottom where my mouse is hovering, it's called go live. So this is go live. This would be adding the new server, but instead of having to do that, you can right click on your file and do open with live server. Open with live server. Once you do that, it will ask you to allow to access the network. Yes, you don't mind, and it will tell you where the server is starting. So the server is started in port 5500, which is 5500, and it will automatically open it for you on your web browser. So now you see here it shows us 127.0.0.1 port 5500, then whatever our file name is. So now whenever we make a change on our HTML file, maybe we add some text there. I did not even save. You can see my hands did not save. You can go there and boom, it is automatically updated on there. Automatically updated right there. So that's how live server helps, because you can do it on what. Okay, interesting. I was restricted for what? TikTok, are we still live? Is TikTok still fine? Yes, yes. Oh, I wonder why. Okay, perfect. Now, what we need to do, oh, where we go on, sorry, yeah, with live server. So this was just showing us live, basically changes in live, so you don't have to keep saving, it will automatically change it for you. Now let's go back there and see what was the next part. We did our workspace and the width and height, the headings, we already done that. Now we're on hyperlinks. Hyperlinks is basically like an is a link. It's in the name. What is a hyperlink? Hyperlink is a text or an image you can click on and it jumps you to another page, website, or document. And where do we see hyperlinks? Examples of hyperlinks is, let's go to our favorite Google. On Google, just this blue heading here. As you hover over it, you see the finger. Your cursor becomes a finger. That tells you it's now linking you. It's gonna take you somewhere. So when you click on it, it takes you here. It takes us to checkers. So that's a hyperlink. Okay, Cario, no problem. Go start. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so that's a hyperlink. Now I'm gonna show you how do we add this hyperlink. Now, for us to add this hyperlink, the hyperlink is a tag. So a tag, I'm using a MacBook. Yeah, I'm using a MacBook on a virtual machine. Yeah, okay. So now we want to add a hyperlink. Hyperlink is defined with a. So the tag for hyperlink is a. A is used for our hyperlinks, and we add whatever text we want. So maybe we want someone to buy eggs here. So we want to take them to be able to find where to buy the eggs. So here it says buy eggs, but now we need to say where is it going. So remember with our image we said source, we're asking where to find it. Now with a tag, which is your hyperlink, we are saying where is it going. So when someone clicks on this, where am I taking you? So you are directing the user somewhere So it will do something. It's gonna open a document, or it's gonna take them to a picture or whatever, but it's taking them somewhere. So for us to add that, we have something called href. So this is now our reference of this tag. So it's like, where are we taking it? So it just contains a URL, whatever you use. So we wanted to go to checkers. So like that link we had right here, we can just copy the link and paste it right there. So the link will be pasted there, and when we go to our site, we will see, that's the wrong one, we'll see buy eggs. Now if you see this buy eggs, when you click on it, it takes you to checkers. Just from our website, taking us to checkers, because we have added the link of where we want the user to go. YouTube is still fine. Who's this? Candy K. Where are you lost? Where are you lost? Okay, let's continue. So as you can see, we've added a link of checkers, and now we can link anyone to go to checkers, because we want a person who's looking our site on how to make eggs to be able to know where to buy those eggs. So we can click on that, it will take them there. If maybe you don't want to use checkers, maybe you want Pick and Pay, here's Pick and Pay. Copy the link and embed that link in your href, and just like that, when you go to your site and click buy eggs, it will take you to Pick and Pay's website. Is there any questions on the hyperlinking? So we can move to hyperlinking to a new tab or new page. Okay, no, that was hyperlinks of text. Maybe you want the image itself to be hyperlinked as well. If you want the image to be hyperlinked, all you need to do is you need to now wrap the image in an A tag. So it will be A image, then the end of the image must be closing A, so that whatever the image does, the same way we did buy eggs, the content of image or of the hyperlink would be the image itself. And we wanted to still do the same thing, so we wanted to take us to the same website. So when someone clicks on the hyperlink or on the picture, it will take them somewhere. So you see, let me show you something. You see how I've got a red bracket here? Because I did not close this href with double quotes, that was not gonna run. So that's how you can also identify issues sometimes. So now you see, when we hover on this picture, it shows as finger. Yeah, so on href you don't close the tag. So what you'll do is, let me close this so you can see it a bit better. So what you'll do is you have your href, then after your href must be your image, because we're showing how to do an image. It's the same way as having buy eggs. So after your a tag, it's your image, then only after your image will be your a tag. That's how it should be. So now we're basically saying, in place of buy eggs, we are adding the image. Literally, that's what we're doing. In place of buy eggs, we are adding the image. So whatever, okay, let me repeat again. So the reason we have a ref or the hyperlink a tag, then we have the image and we're not closing it right there, is because we want the content being the image of the a tag to be the image. So the same way we did buy eggs, we said a href the link and then buy eggs. Buy eggs is the content of the a tag. So whatever you add in replacement of buy eggs would be the hyperlink. So you can replace buy eggs with an image, with whatever, but you are now adding buy eggs or replacing buy eggs with this image of eggs, therefore making this image, same way we made the text by eggs clickable, it's making the image clickable. So now when you click on the image, it will take you to this website. Are we clear on that? Let's go back. You see, if I hover, I click on it, takes me to Pick n Pay's website for eggs. That's how we do image hyperlinks. Are we all together? Repeat, please. YouTube is very quiet. Are you guys good? Repeat image hyperlinks. Okay. Okay, we'll repeat image hyperlinks quickly. Yeah. So, the live will be saved on YouTube. So my YouTube is the same as my TikTok at Simphiwe Radebe __. That will be the same. Sorry, repeat the last time. Okay, let's repeat this the last time. I wish I had like a pen to at least illustrate this. So what happens here is we've got there's no need to screen record. It will be saved on our on the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel is the same as my TikTok. It's at Simphiwe Radebe __. We are live on YouTube. If you want to see on a bigger screen, you can go to YouTube. Yeah, so we've got, let's do our images again, our image thing again. Control X. So let's say we have this hyperlink called buy eggs. Now buy eggs, when we go to our site, here it is. It's called buy eggs. When we click it, it takes us to pickandpay.co.za. That's our hyperlink. But now remember, if we had a paragraph for buy eggs, it would just be a paragraph, just buy eggs. Now we have made this paragraph or this text hyperlinked, meaning it takes you somewhere. But what we want to do is we want to replace buy eggs with the image. That's literally what we're doing. We're replacing buy eggs with the image. So if we say instead of buy eggs, so let's remove buy eggs, you'll have it exactly like this. We removed buy eggs, right? Now in between these two brackets, this is where buy eggs would go, right? Click enter so that it can add some indentation, and you can now play around between the two. Now you are adding content being the image in the href or in the a tag. This is your hyperlinking, right? Now what is our image? We just write img. Where is our image located? Images, and we want egg 1, and yeah, so this is just us adding the image in place of buy eggs. Now if you see where buy eggs is, this is basically where our image is. So if you think of it as this is the text, this is now your content of the a tag. I hope that makes more sense. It's a bit clearer. I hope it's a bit more clearer, because basically what you had here, if you had buy eggs and we go to our website, we see buy eggs and it's clickable, right? When you click in it, it takes you somewhere. But now if we want an image to be clickable, all we do is we add that same image in there, and we have the image. You click on it, it does the exact same thing. I think that should be clear by now. you just you need to recharge and then you gift, but there's no need for gifts. This is just me teaching. Yeah, so the next part, let's see where we are. We want to link another page. Okay, can I just show you guys something that's of good use? So now, do you see how when we click on this, it replaces our same web page or the same tab with what we're going to? And we don't want to do that. We want a person, when they click on this, it keeps our tab and takes them to the website, basically in a new tab. So for me to do that, I'd have to right click and say open a new tab for me to keep this website and then open the link there. You can do that here by doing what is it, underscore blank, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not wrong. No, I am wrong. It's underscore blank, ne? Oh yes, sorry. So yes, it's your target equals underscore blank. So target, what am I doing there? Target underscore blank. So this is you saying, when I click on this, instead of opening it in this same tab, let's say I only had one tab in here. We had one tab, and I don't want it to take me to replace my same tab with this link that I'm going to. I want it to take me somewhere else. So when I click on it, it replaces my tab with Pick and Pay, which is the link you are taking us. But I want it to take me somewhere else. So you can do target blank, and that will specify to say I want that when I click on this link, open in a new folder. So it will help the person not have issues like that. So target blank. You got that, guys? Perfect. Now I want us to do linking to a new tab, a new screen, two different screens. So let's go back to our Explorer. Now in our Explorer, we want to add a new file. Now we say new file. New file will be, we could call it new file, we could call it about, or maybe let's call it whatever you want. I'll just say about.html. Do not forget the HTML. .html is the file extension, so that we know we are working on an HTML file. Now we've got our about and we've got a blank page. So again, we just write HTML and :5, enter. It will show us, it will do this entire thing for us, and we can write this as about us maybe. So we're just using about as a template. You can call it whatever you want. If you wanted to link you somewhere else, you can call it whatever. Maybe you can call it recipe or call it whatever. So we're just calling it about. Now in about, maybe we just want a heading, h1 called about eggs. Then we want some text on about eggs. So to do, can I start again? Okay, that's fine. Even with adding video, it's the same as adding a picture. Video is different. There's a tag for video. It's called a video tag. So it's literally just a video, then source, whatever the video is, and yeah, that's your video tag. It's video instead of image. Hope you understand that, tech guy. Okay, I'm starting again with different file. So if we want to link, no, right now what we're doing is we are linking this page to another page. So we wanted to link to a second page. So basically the same way on Pick and Pay's website or on VS Code's, or yeah, can we use them? Yeah, basically the same thing we have here. This is one page. When we click on week 1 lesson overview, this is the second page. So we are basically doing this, linking to a different page. And you see how this opens up in a new tab. If you see in a brief second, it shows blank. So they are using about blank so that it takes you to a new tab instead of closing up this entire tab. So it is used in real life scenarios. Okay, we don't need that. Okay, perfect. Okay, okay, there we go. Now we want to create a new file, right? In the same folder we are in right here, you can click on file, new file, and write about whatever you want, .html, and click enter. Once you've done that, you click create file. After creating file, are we still together? After creating the file, you write html:5, which will do an emit abbreviation. Click enter and you'll have your entire structure populated for you. The next thing is we add the title. So now what is the title of this one? So we want it to be about. Then what is the content we are adding here? The content we're adding here is your H1. We want a heading to be about eggs. Then maybe we want some text on what the eggs are, so we want a paragraph, and that will be a lorem, which will be a random gibberish. And then yeah, that's our about us. So now we want that when a person is on here and they want to know more about eggs, what's the shortcut we use? Okay, so the shortcut we use is you just type, so it will be empty, just type HTML. You'll see these 3 pop up. Click on the one with :5. Click on that and the structure will pop up. Hope that makes sense. Can we add a video too? Okay, yeah, we can try and do that. Am I still a bit fast? Okay, I'll try and slow down. Other people say I'm a bit fast. Okay, let's add the structure last time because we're gonna end soon. I've got church tomorrow. So we create a new file. Can you add a text file that tells you about what about eggs is? Exclamation enter. I actually do not know that. Oh, that's quite interesting. I do not know that. Okay, someone has just taught us something. Sam, thank you for that. If you put exclamation mark enter, it does the exact same thing as putting HTML:5 enter. So that also works. This is for doc type. Okay, that's quite interesting. Thank you for that, Sam. So you can use exclamation enter, which will do the same thing, or you just write HTML:5 enter. Yes, so yeah, instead of us writing everything, we use lorem for gibberish. So we can just have lorem and then about eggs lorem. Then yeah, that's all we'll have. So I want us to now go back to our egg.html, which could be, for you it could be maybe whatever. So that's the first file we created. In that first file, I want us to add a hyperlink. Hyperlink, like we said, is the href, right? So we want to add a hyperlink to say maybe go to about eggs, right? And we want an href. Now let's also just add the target so we don't forget, blank, so it takes us to a new page. Now this href is where we are adding this page on. Where is it going? Where it's going, it's about.html. Literally, that's all. You are telling it that take this person to about.html, and about.html is within the same directory as egg.html. So if about.html was maybe in a new directory called pages and about was in there, for you to find this file, you'd have to write pages / about.html. That's all you have to do, and you've linked your first page with your second page. Now when whoever is using your first page, they can just click on the link, which would show up at the top. Now when you click on it, it takes you to about eggs, just like that. And obviously you'd want the same thing on about eggs to take you back to eggs.html. So you can just do the same thing, a tag, and write go back to homepage. Then again, add your href. Href would be ... So the reason we have ... this is if you've got a directory. If your other page is within a directory, you want it to go back. So ... is saying go back one directory, meaning go out of what we're in, which is pages, and go back. But to not confuse you, let's move it back to egg.h to the same directory. Remove this so that we are all on the same page. So all you have to write is egg.html. Here, remove pages. It was just for you to see how we do it with a directory. Then when we go to our file, okay, now it can't get it because see, so it can't get it because we've removed pages. So if we do that, it should find it. So here we go back to homepage. Here's your homepage. Go to eggs, about eggs, homepage, about eggs, homepage, about eggs. So we've now linked the two pages. If you're on homepage, you can always go back to the eggs. If you're on eggs, you can go back to homepage. That's how we do the image link, the linking between two pages. So that's us adding a second page. Now another thing we need to note is index.html. Okay, what is lorem? Lorem is gibberish text. So when you don't want to write lots of text, you can just type lorem and it will generate gibberish text for you. So what to get that, all you do is in your paragraph you'll type lorem. It will do an image abbreviation. Click enter, it will automatically add it for you. Now if you need more lines of lorem, so you can just say lorem times 3 and it will do it a bit bigger, so you've got more text. So you can say lorem times 7 times 20. Hey, what is TikTok doing? You take that the live chat didn't appear in the screen for the past 2 minutes. Try using move on. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Cool. So yeah, lorem is just gibberish text, so you can have, it's basically like mockup. So instead of having to write actual information, if you just want to see how it would look if you had information, you write lorem and then it will generate it for you. Just right now, how far are we supposed to be in the App Academy in adding images? So I think the page is also covered on this week's lesson. Yes, so we are with adding images. The last one was just adding an image, doing the sizing. That was the last thing they did on the App Academy. Why would one want to add gibberish? So one would want to add gibberish if they are still testing or creating a site and they don't have the information yet. So if they don't have the information yet, they just use lorem. Like me, I don't want to write things about eggs, so I use lorem just so I can fill my website That way, when I'm on this page, I can see how the website would look if it had a lot of text. So this is a little text, and you can just do your lorem times 20, where you simulate having lots of text. So that's the reason why we use gibberish text times 8. So now we've got a big paragraph, and you can see this big paragraph right there. So you can type whatever you need into a .text file and add in like you do. Only difference is .text and not a. You can type whatever you need into a .text. I don't think I get your question, Art, for you. Is that // the same as backlink on websites? No, not necessarily. So that's it's a universal thing. So it's just you are saying from wherever I'm at, take me somewhere. So if I can just show you a command prompt, it's the same thing as if I was in CD desktop. If I want to go back, I just say .cd // and it takes me back to my home directory. So that's what it is. Then yeah, we've done linking, and I think that is it. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. If I've forgotten something, please let me know, but I think that's all. Let's see. I do not know that. I don't use VS Code as much. Let's see. To add the actual text, you need to type actual information. What do you mean? YouTube, what do you mean? One confuse. Okay, someone asked about live server again. Let me repeat live server. So to add live server, you go to extensions, search for live server. It should be, oh, you're asking. No. You have to type your own actual text. You type the paragraph. So if you're saying about eggs from chickens, you are typing that, because you have the information, you are writing the website. So live server, it's this one with the purple icon. So it should have 63 million downloads. Then once you are done, you should see port or open. Okay, let me close it. So you should see here that says go live. When you click go live, it just starts the server being your root directory, but you don't want to do it like that. So instead, go to your Explorer, right click on the file and click on open with the live server. That will open up your live server with your files. Then it will automatically save and automatically refresh for you. So this is just simulating if you had www.whatever.co.za here. It's simulating that, but locally. Yeah, I think let's just go back to App Academy's site and see. Yeah, that should be it. We are done. So that is the last part of this. If anyone has questions, feel free to ask. So that lorem gibberish can be typed into notepad file and add it into your code. Let me try and see if I can do something like that. Not necessarily, but yeah. Yes, that's about it. I can't go further. We don't want to obviously pass what App Academy is teaching. So whenever App Academy does something, I will continue and try and go on par with what App Academy is teaching and help you guys from there. So since we've already done much of this, obviously I'm not going live tomorrow. The next one on App Academy is on Tuesday, so I can go live on Tuesday rather, because we're gonna be doing the repeat if we go live on Monday. So the live recording will be on YouTube. The handle is at Simphiwe Radebe. underscore underscore, and you'll find all the full lessons there. But yeah, I'll obviously keep going live. The more App Academy releases, the more we'll keep going through everything, and then I just hope everyone can understand. Someone asked if I can you add Lorem on Notepad Plus? No. What you can do is you can search for Lorem's website, Lorem Ipsum, Lorem Ipsum. So Lorem is a generator. You can just go on lipsum.com. Then here's Lorem. You can say I want words or paragraphs. Then click on how many you want, maybe 10. Then say generate. Then here's all the text that it generated for you from Lorem Ipsum. So this is your Lorem Ipsum. Yes, I'm still gonna do this every Saturday after the Friday lesson. So we'll still go live Friday night, Saturday. So when they go live on Tuesday, we'll go live on Tuesday, Wednesday. Then yeah, I think we'll have to try and see how we can skip some days, because there's no need to go there on what's this. There's no need to go live on Thursday, because Friday will be another lesson, but we'll see how we can go. So that's how we'll be doing it. I won't be going live on Sundays, and then Mondays there's no need. Full lessons, like I said, they on my YouTube channel. YouTube channel is YouTube at Simphiwe Radebe underscore underscore. So yeah, that's about it from me. I hope people were able to understand. You can just go through the live again on YouTube and just try and refresh your mind. When I was downloading live, I clicked cancel by mistake. How do I rectify that? Yo, Butsilo, how are you? Let's see. I'll uninstall it and okay, store. Okay, it just finished. Just try and refresh or restart your on allow for network access. Okay, so that should be do I even remember? I wonder. I don't even think I remember. I think it's under firewall, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it should be somewhere here. Okay, I'm not too sure exactly where I'll find it. I've never used it. And I'm not a Windows person. That's another thing. If you can just try and search on Google and see what you can get. If not, just DM me and I'll try to assist you. How do you correct the text in red? So the text in red, you just need to try and see where your file is not correct. So sometimes you might have forgotten, you see how this text is now red, you might have forgotten to close and add a closing tag there, or you forgot the closing quotes. So there's those little things you just need to check for. Make sure your code is perfect, then you won't have any red text. Wanted someone to ask to separate because they separate email. What do you mean? Session time. So session times will be on Tuesday, the same day App Academy goes live. We'll go live on Tuesday night at 8. After that, Wednesday we go live again at 8. Thursday we'll see how the demand is, but might not go live on Thursday. Then Friday night we go live again at 8. Saturday night we go live again at 8. And then Sunday we don't go live. Monday we don't go live. Then again Tuesday, same process again and again. But obviously we'll see how the demand is, and I can obviously try and adjust. How do you undo when you deleted a line by mistake? So if you deleted a line by mistake, you can do if I said delete and then by mistake, you can do Command Z or Control Z, which will undo the recent thing you just done. But you can undo many, so you can keep going. Command Z, Control Z. Then if you want to redo, you do Command or Control Shift Z to redo whatever you were doing. So it will redo everything I did. Mint link, sorry, the one we created for IT Varsity. Where's that? What did you ask? So I want to ask separate email. So I'm not too sure on that part. I will check for you. I'll ask for you. How do you, okay, that's how do you sign up to GitHub? To sign up to GitHub, all you have to do is you just search github.com. github.com and you can just sign up for GitHub. So you just click on, you can enter your email, whatever, and then sign up for GitHub. Then if anyone has Copilot, you can obviously enable Copilot by setting up Copilot. GitHub is a platform where we host our project. So there's Git and there's GitHub. GitHub is where all your projects are. Git is used to basically GitHub is used to store all those projects, and Git is your version control. So you know, if we made changes on egg.html today, then tomorrow we made changes again. If now those changes were messed up, GitHub or Git will allow you to do version control, where you can go and see your previous versions of egg.html. So it's just a way of backups, I'd say, easiest way to put it, but also for you to collaborate with other developers out there using one platform. So if I want to use Copilot, I can just sign in on GitHub, put in my information, and then it will ask for the passkey. I can't do passkey. Okay, I can't do this right now because my phone is used for camera. So you just, I'll try and do that another time because I can't do it at the moment. But yeah, wait, how do we undo and redo again? So how we undo and redo, you've got Command Z, Control Z. So Command Z is undo, Control Z again undo. So it's Windows, Mac. Windows would be Control Z. So, and then redo is Control Shift Z. Control Z will undo, Control Shift Z will redo. Control Z will undo, Control Shift Z will redo. Thank you for the roses, Sora. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. On Mac, it's what? Command Z. So Mac, it's CMD command plus Z. Then on Windows, it's CNTR what control plus Z. However, control is done. But yeah, cool guys. Can you repeat how to install live server? So to install live server, you go to extensions here on the side, click on the extensions, search for live server, and find the first one, which will have 63 million downloads. Please just make sure it's that one. Then click on it and click on install. Once you've installed it, on the bottom right corner you will see go live. If not, you can right click on your file after installing and you will see open with live server. Is everyone good? You guys were tapping your daily ranking. But thank you everyone for joining. I don't see any more questions. Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you so much, Tomato. Right, thank you everyone. Uh, in the absence of questions, we can call it a night. No, with live server, it means it's just a local server, so meaning on your device only. It's not gonna be available on for anyone else to use. If you want your site, okay, if people have time, this is just for fun. If people have time, I can quickly show you how we can host this online quickly. So to do that, we just go to Netlify. Wait, am I allowed to do that? Okay, so we'll go to Netlify, right? Netlify login. You will register obviously on your side. I'll just log in because I have an account. I just showed my email. Okay, cool. So, sorry, yeah. I think I need to do another one. Who do I sign out? Netlify. Let's do Netlify register. So LiveServer is only available on PC. Yes, on VS Code. It's an extension on VS Code. Okay, this is how we'd host our egg website online right now. Let's do that quickly. So we sign up. How do I log out now? Okay, so we sign up. We can sign up with email, or you can sign up with Git or whatever. So I'll use email address, and we'll set a password, then sign up. Now after signing up, you will get an email. I hope I have it. I don't. How will I do it? So I don't want to show my information online, so I'm trying to do it a different way. Yes, I would suggest Netlify or Vercel. They are both free platforms. Vercel is more for your Next.js type of websites, your React sites. Netlify also supports your Next.js and React sites, but Vercel is more for that. So you can use those. Just bear with me just for a second, and I'll show you how we can host this fast. It's just a side note. If you don't want to watch, you can leave, but we are done for today. Okay, let's check how to verify our account. So where is it now? Maybe it's spam. I have to use my personal one, it's fine. Anyway, okay, cool. Alright, let's say you've registered and you've signed up. The first thing you'll see is these sites. So you can click on add site and rather do deploy manually. So deploy manually is for you to drag and drop. Now this is gonna be quick and easy. So now we go to our file explorer and go to desktop. That App Academy file we just did, here it is. We need to do one change, or else we're gonna have issues. So something I didn't mention is when we have a site, I'll be live again on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So when we have a site that we want to host live, we need to make sure our homepage is called index.html. So instead of naming it egg, we have to say index.html. So this will be our home page. Then now we obviously have to change this to link us to index.html, because at first it was called egg.html. Now once we're done with that, we can go back, and that folder we have, we just take the folder and drag it in there. It will start uploading, and just let it upload. Then you will have your site live. So here we go. So it's publish the deploy. This is the name of the website. You can obviously change it or edit it. Then once it's done, this is just doing the deployment, and we want the site overview. Just like that, this is your Netlify site hosted live for anyone to see. So once you open that, here's our egg website. About, here's our egg website. Go back. Just like that, you've got a site available online for free without paying anything. So that's how we can get our sites online for people to see. Oh, I'm using a MacBook, so it's just a virtual machine. Yeah, it's very simple. So obviously it does get complex when it comes to bigger sites, but this is just so you can obviously show off. Yeah, just like that. And you can obviously go to site overview, click on site configuration, and you can change the name, because obviously you don't want it to be called shining what. So change site name, and maybe we'll say egg website, and it will tell you if that name has been taken before. And then you just need to confirm which is new and save. Once you're done, you just tell anyone that, hey, go to eggwebsite.netlify.net.app, and they can find your website. Just like that, they can find your website. The site name is Netlify. Tudo, don't worry, this was just a side, just to help people host it if they want to host it. It's not something part of the app academy we're doing just now. The website is called Netlify. So this is where I'm hosting my portfolio. So my portfolio is also hosted on Netlify. So whenever someone wants to know what I do, whatever, I just give them this link and they can see all the information. So that's basically it for today. It's hosting on GitHub, right? Yes. So my thing is, yes, after the course, I don't know if there'll be a test, but you'll get a certificate. So this is that meta tags I was telling you about, which can add all those different SEO tags. So that's the reason why we have meta tags. Please help with linking page 1 and 2. So linking page 1 and 2, you just put the name of the page. So you do a normal hyperlink, which is a href, and you just say about.html or whatever the name would be. Target blank is just so that it opens up in a new tab instead of opening up in the same tab. Then just like that, you've linked it to take you to a new tab. So when you click on it, it takes you to the second page. Any other questions? Thank you so much everyone who joined. Thank you for the followers. Thank you for the likes. Really appreciate it. The main idea of this is so people can understand. That is my goal. But I think we're done. Okay guys, thank you so much. that's the end of the live. I'll be ending on YouTube at first, and yeah, I wanted to try a match. People can leave if they want to leave. I just want to try a co-host with people. Thank you so much. See you guys on Tuesday.